Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at nbnrpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you gonna get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR. Kyle.
On target.
Beautiful. As always. Consistent Kyle.
Consistent Kyle.
With
See,
his
KK.
KK.
Yeah.
No, that's not. With his
Or maybe
nice-
you spell your do you spell your name with a C?
Yeah.
CYLE?
Yeah.
Stupid. With his new hat. God,
Yeah,
that's
man.
good.
That hat is fucking sweet.
The new merch.
New
Let's
merch
go.
came through. Shout out to Evans Custom Apparel.
It looks fucking dope.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about our new polos.
Yeah.
Got our new hats
With the Adidas stripes on them.
Yeah.
I was a little worried there when Mike was circling the NBNR logo that he might have just been rubbing his nipple.
No,
Well,
but they're lower.
Yeah, oh yeah.
it's kind of a double.
Hanging down with age.
Yeah, we sag a little bit.
Hey, I understand. I get the same thing.
Yeah, it happens.
Go. Big Red indeed. No Block, No Rock. Season 3, episode 47. 47.
We're getting up there. It's about time for a new season, I think.
Yep, we got
close.
approximately 2 months left.
66 Dylan Utter days. LaKeven Smith. You intercepted the ball against Texas Tech. Fall on the ground. Days.
Damn, we should have had the junkyard dog on his 66 day.
Well,
But it's fine. We got
here's the
somebody
thing.
way better than Dutter over here.
Here's
so.
the thing, right? We are in the Nebraska Brewing Company tap room. We do have a special guest with us. Now, when this drops, it will be 65 days until Husker game day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh,
And our special guest wore the number 65.
That's awesome.
So
see how that works?
Yeah, that's just good planning.
That's a
Or a lot of
coincidence
luck.
right there.
Yeah.
it's more luck than planning.
Yeah, it's a lot of luck.
Fellas, before we introduce our special guest officially, let's go around and talk about what we're drinking. I was drinking the Dirty 30, which is your guys' version of like Bud Light, Ultra Crushable.
It's an American craft.
Or I'm sorry.
It's an American craft lager.
Sorry, I said Mike's favorite beer as of 2 months ago, Bud Light. I mean,
Dirty 30s, an
Coors
American
Light
craft
or-
lager.
but then I switched over to the your version of Summer Shandy,
Yeah,
which is
No free plugs.
which is the
that's Squeeze the Day.
Squeeze
the day.
Yeah, the official beer of the Nebraska
Squeeze
Marathon.
me. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm drinking. Kyle, what you drinking?
I've got the Dirty 30. It's either this, Taco Vesa,
EOS.
Or the EOS.
EOS Hefeweizen,
That's the best beer on tap. I'm
or,
sorry.
honestly, Squeeze the Deal.
You're becoming a craft beer believer.
I'm starting to like my I say it all the time, like my horizons are broadening.
His
like,
palate is huge.
Yeah.
Huge palate.
It's
I'm all
opening.
about it now. Mike, what are you drinking?
I was drinking Florida Man, which is a key lime pie in a glass, but I did switch to the cold beer because I had one of those at the College World Series, and around us right now is the College World Series final game here. So I figured let's put that cap back on for a little bit.
There you go.
Excellent beer, and I was at the Blatt, and my server was like, "Hey, so I just want to let you know the folks from Nebraska Brewing Company are here. So if you order a Nebraska Brewing Company beer, they will come over and talk to you." I was like, "Okay, cool."
Guess who he got?
So guess who comes to my fucking table?
Me.
Connor goes to my table.
I walked up just laughing. I was like, what the fuck?
You didn't leave. You stayed.
Yes, so I did support local. I did support our sponsor, Nebraska Brewing Company, by ordering and paying for a Nebraska Brewing Company beer.
My man.
And Connor's drinking
Pilsner.
the Pilsner.
Pilsner. Okay, bye.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay,
You
bye.
He
got
drinks
me.
the same fucking beer every week.
It's a great fucking
Well,
beer.
actually, every day. Because he drinks every day here.
I mean, I would've
Defend
did
yourself.
It's a great beer.
There it is.
It's a great beer.
It's fine.
It's a great beer.
There's
Damn.
better beers on tap.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Anywho,
They're all great. All
I
right.
think you guys should fight about this on camera. Do you want to do it? Do you want to do the honors?
Well, sure. Tonight, tomorrow, today, whatever, whenever you're listening to this, we have a special guest with us, Christian Gaylord.
Hi.
Former Husker.
Yeah.
Former Husker
It's
O-line.
been a minute.
Thanks for coming on the No Block No Rock podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, like, who DM'd me?
That was me.
You did?
Yeah.
I was like,
He
I've never been
drops
on a
in,
podcast before, so I was like, 100% I'm going to do this.
Oh yeah.
Mike's the DM king.
Dude, I slide into all the DMs.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, so what happens like when we ask people to come on the podcast, they either say yes like yourself or they just don't respond. The only
Okay.
person who's ever told us no is Jamal Turner.
Really?
Yeah, we're really weird. Like, but I appreciate it. Like he's like, no thanks.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's not stringing us
cool.
along.
Like I really appreciated that he actually reached back out to me and said,
You know,
no.
That is cool that he was like, no.
No,
Yeah,
Instead of just like ghosting you.
Yeah,
It's a
because
sign
usually
of
they ghost
respect.
me. Like if they
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
to come on, they just ghost me.
I take a
I
no
respect
as a
that.
sign
Yeah.
of respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
you cared enough to at least tell me no.
So I can't say no now.
No,
Right.
No,
it's
it's
too
too
late
late
now. So what are you drinking? You said
It
that
was-
when you walked in, you liked summer shandy, and
Uh-huh.
and you are also drinking the squeeze of the day.
Yeah, squeeze of the day.
Yeah.
It's pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like,
I
I like it
told
more
you.
than summer shandies. Like, it's like refreshing. It's like, it's
Yeah.
lemony. It's honey. It's like, is
Yeah.
it?
And it's locally made.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Made right there.
Yeah, we're actually
Literally right there.
for those of you who can't see us right now,
Yeah.
we can see the brewery right.
There's like a bucket of lemons right there.
Right.
Crazy. Now, Christian, when Mike reached out to you here
Yeah.
about coming on, and you said, "Oh, absolutely, oh hell yeah."
Yeah.
Why?
Dude, honestly, it was like, I've been so far removed from Husker football that I was like, I wouldn't mind talking about it again for a little bit and just like
Good.
So
hanging out.
You've been keeping up with everything that's been happening, or like, how would you describe like your current engagement with everything that's been happening lately?
It's very small, to be honest.
Is it?
So like, my thing is like, so when I got done with college football, I was there for 6 years. And I was like, holy cow, holy shit, this was a lot of football. And I watched so much like film. And I was just to the point where I was like,
Burnt out?
I was so burnt out, but I loved NFL football and I still do. And all my friends are in the NFL. So it's like, I'm going to support them no matter what.
And you're a Chiefs fan
Huge Chiefs fan.
from Kansas.
From Kansas. So I was there during the dark days.
Yeah,
okay?
Right.
you know about those Trent Green days
dude.
and the
Matt Castle days.
Matt Castle.
Oh, my
Hey, he
God.
won 13 games, I think, didn't he?
I mean, I guess.
Or 11.
But I remember my first ever Chiefs game. It was at a Dolphins game at Arrowhead. And my friend from middle school took me there. And we were like nosebleeds. But there's probably like, Chiefs Stadium can hold like 70,000 people.
Yeah,
There's like 5,000 people there. So like we made our way all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
To like the stadium level, like floor level. And we just watched. I was like, all right, this is pretty freaking cool.
who was playing quarterback?
I don't know.
Who was playing quarterback for Miami? You don't know either?
No idea.
Damn. We can't even guesstimate when it was.
Who would that
no
have been?
idea.
I don't even know.
So
Like
okay,
2005.
Like Brian Greasy.
so at that
Or-
point, did you have aspirations to like play in college and all that stuff? So like, were you playing football at the time?
So I started playing football pretty young, like third grade. I was a fat little kid.
Yeah.
I played
boy.
I played so many video games and just like ate a shit ton of like shitty food.
Yeah.
And my parents are like, all right, we need to do something about this. And so they got me into Pee Wee football. And I played for this team. I think they're still going on. They're called the Hurricanes and they're in Lawrence, Kansas. And so I ended up, so at that time I was playing with Baldwin Bulldogs. That was my high school like team. Then we played Hurricanes and the Hurricanes actually had a old KU legend. His name was Sebastian Bonner.
Mhm.
And his son was the running back. And I ran him down and I tackled him. And so Sebastian was like, came to my mom and my dad and was like, hey, I want Christian on my team. And so since that moment, like my love for football grew. And like I just played every single year all the way up to high school. Then like when I got into like JV, I knew I was like, okay, I'm smacking kids. I need to be on varsity. And
Yeah.
so
Different level.
yeah. And I was a freshman and like at Baldwin, it was like very seniority thing, like deal. Like you do not play varsity when you're a freshman. You just don't. And so Mike Berg, who's like a legend coach in Kansas, he's with Wellsville, which they're like down the road, but they smack Baldwin every year now. I just went up to him. I'm like, hey, I feel like I could be an asset to you. And excuse me, burp.
It happens.
It happens.
It happens, man.
You're not the
It's,
first.
it's all
Yeah.
part of the ambiance.
Yeah.
You won't even be the only one this episode.
And I just went up to him. I'm like, hey, I can be an asset to you. I want to play. I want to kick some ass. Like, that's what I want to do. I'm here. I'm built to play football. And like that moment on, I didn't play O-line. I ended up playing defense. And like that kind of grew my aggression into becoming a really good player. Because my first offer was in my sophomore year in high school.
Damn.
Wow.
So like it was like to K-State. I like went to.
Oh, you got a D1 offer right off the bat.
Like, because so my brother-in-law, he actually played at Washburn, Kansas, and he was like, "Why aren't you getting offers?" And so he went to the recruiting coaches there, and they're like, "We're not even waste our time. He's going to get so many D1 offers that we're just going to move on." And so,
wow.
yeah, and it was really cool. Then like, so I went on a week-long stint my sophomore year to like K-State, KU, Iowa State, Nebraska, Oklahoma State, like all in 1 week. I was just traveling with my mom, and I think I came out with like 3 different offers on that week alone. Then at that time, Huddle wasn't really huge, so I was using this recruiting form called NCSA. And so like they were just taking my film and just like sending it out to different colleges, like West Coast, like Oregon, all the way to like Massachusetts. And so like my name was out there. It's just trying to develop myself and become a better player and stronger to get to that point. So
nice.
So
yeah, man.
As a sophomore, you get your offer to K-State.
Yeah.
Being that young and getting a D1 offer, were you, as other offers came in, was K-State still near that top of the list because they were the first to get in? Like, what is that kind of like being that young and getting an offer like that?
It was surreal, to be honest, because like K-State's awesome.
Yeah.
They're kicking ass.
Right.
And so, I mean, sometimes I have regrets not going there and not even transferring there a few times because we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it was surreal. Like, it was really cool. I really wanted the Huskers offer, though. And it was like they came in like 4th, like my 4th offer.
Yeah.
And that was like a moment I'll never forget.
Okay, so you said you really wanted that Husker offer. You're a kid from Kansas.
Yeah.
Why?
So we grew up Husker fans.
Okay, so you grew up a Husker fan.
I grew up a Husker fan. So it's like, even when I was playing Pee Wee football, I imagined myself running out in Memorial Stadium during the tunnel walk. And I was like, let's fucking go.
He's one of us, guys.
Yeah. So,
One of us.
and so like when I got that offer, because at that time it was still Pelini's staff.
Yeah.
And they were awesome dudes. Like, I still wish I could have had a chance to play for them. Because
who was your lead recruiter?
Barney Cotton and John Garrison.
Okay.
And so, and Bo too. So I think the Big 10 or Big 12, I wish we were still in the Big 12.
Yeah, don't we all?
Well,
kind of, not really anymore. Hindsight.
I still love it. I love that. Because like I'm from Kansas, I got to see everything. Like,
right.
You can go down the road, see Missouri and Nebraska play. You can see KU, Nebraska play, K-State, Nebraska.
I missed the Big 8. Okay.
I don't remember that.
He's old.
Yeah.
Okay. Where was I at? Oh, Bo. So Bo would like drive through my town to go to Kansas City for like a meeting, coaches meeting. And he would always stop by and just say hi. Like this little small town Baldwin City kid, and be like, hey, we want you. You're a valuable asset to us. Like, we want you to be here. I'm like, I'm going to be.
Yeah.
And
did you try to play it coy? Like you weren't telling him you were coming, or were
Playing
you just
hard,
like,
yeah.
in, like,
because like honestly, I wanted to see how many offers I got.
yeah.
And see, like, I think I was a 4-star or maybe like a lower 4-star and like 3. I want to see like how high I could have got it.
Yeah.
Because I committed pretty early in my junior year of high school. I think I had like maybe like 20 offers at that point. But,
Damn.
But it was like, I wanted to see how much I could get.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
And like, but my parents kind of shut it down. I mean, they grew up Husker fans. So they're like, are you really going to go anywhere else?
Right.
No, but it'd be cool to see like Texas Tech.
Right.
Alabama.
Right. Well, I mean,
Maybe
yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah, man. LSU maybe.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. No, but it was a really fun experience. I'm glad I got to experience that because I'm gonna make D1 baby someday. I just got married like 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
So like I'm excited to have that moment and like I have that experience of like because we're gonna have I know we're gonna have big kids.
Yeah.
Even if I have girls, like they're gonna be tall as all can be because like my wife is relatively tall. She's like 5'9", 5'10".
Okay.
And you're 5'11" and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like I have that experience. I have the college experience. Like if it were to me, I want them to have fun with it as much as possible. So like schmooze it out as much as you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just milk the recruiting process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, get that money, get that
Well,
NIL,
NIL,
money.
baby.
Like,
so you brought it up already. So
Yeah.
I ask you. So we asked you before you got here, or before we got on air. We were like, okay, so you played for former head coach Scott, and I want to introduce that to you now. So you did, and that's why I was wondering. I was like, did NIL, was it a thing when you were playing? And you said it happened the year after. And you said I would have made a lot of money,
dude. I remember. So I remember when NIL was going to be a thing, like recruiters, or like kids that were getting recruited, were like going into the meeting room, and they would have meetings about NIL while we're not even a part of it. And I'm like, this is kind of bullshit. Like, I want to make that money.
Right.
But like, I mean, I still want to change my experience for anything, but some extra cash would have been nice.
Hey, especially with open doors, like coming from here.
Yeah.
Former Huskers, Audie Kanalik and Blake Lawrence, put it on.
Yeah.
So hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say NIL is there while you're in college.
Yeah.
Who's your dream match? Who's the company that you think you're the best fit with?
Damn. I don't know. I have a weird last name, so I don't know.
Well, you talked about Raising Cane's a lot earlier.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Would you take payment in chicken wings?
No.
He said no and then immediately.
He's considering. If it was like
I don't
5 Caniac combos a week.
Dude,
But they got those already.
Right.
Yeah, but he got
We
those
got
for
those
anyway.
after games too, though. Dude, I ate so much Canes that at one point it did get like tiresome.
Okay, yeah,
Really?
sick of it.
Yeah, but that cane sauce is pretty damn great.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Would you take tubs of canned sauce as
Yeah,
payment?
I
Like
would.
5-gallon tubs?
I'll take some tubs. That'd be nice. Take some baths in it. That's so gross.
I get it, though. I kind of feel you.
So you
Not entirely, but a little bit.
So it's post game.
Yeah.
It's probably another loss or whatever. Whatever. We don't need to.
Hey, we lost a lot of games.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different. All right.
Yeah. Listen, that's what we tell ourselves every night. We go to bed. It's going to be different. Please.
I drink the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
The Kool-Aid?
So
The Kool-Aid.
The Rule-Aid.
The Kool-Aid. Well, that's new. I like that.
it's flowing. It's flowing.
Mhm.
We try to be reasonable around here, but everything that we've seen so far, everything that we've heard, we're hopeful.
Yeah.
Obviously. And you say that you haven't been the most cognizant of everything going on, but
Yeah.
just what are your first impressions of the man? And you can even come at it from a O-line perspective if you want to,
Yeah.
but like just what is your perception of Coach Rule so far?
I'm very excited, to be honest. So with past coaches, not going to say who.
Yeah. Beep.
You can beep it.
See, and that's the thing. When you did that, you're supposed to be offended by that, by the way. Yeah. You're not supposed to laugh with us. You're supposed to say, hey, that's my
No, okay, no, but fuck you.
You don't have to.
Because
My coach was Bo.
he just told us that
My man. Did you just
You're
hear
right.
that?
he
My
said
coach was Bo, even though I didn't have a chance.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also did say he grew up a Husker fan.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that you don't like seeing these close losses and the thing, like the shit that's happened to this program in the last 10 years. Last 10 years, would say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can say that too. Because he's not happy with it either. Fuck.
Anywho,
What was your question?
I don't know. Sorry, I just had to go on my rant.
First
you're-
impressions.
Oh, yeah,
Drink-
Yeah,
you're-
first impressions about the new guy.
I'm super excited, because like I watched him when he was at Baylor and Temple, and he turned that place around.
3
And
seasons.
Baylor is still competitive,
sure.
even though it's like in the Big 12. I know a lot of offense, but
Sure.
like I'm excited. Like I've heard a lot of good things, that he's very organized and that he like knows what to do when he wants to do it. Heck, I saw something on Twitter a few weeks ago before I deleted it. I deleted Twitter, actually. I deleted all my social
You're a
media.
smart man.
You did?
Yeah.
Twitter's terrible for my mental
I just
health.
messaged you on Twitter.
I know.
today.
I re-downloaded it so I can message you.
Oh,
Oh, that's a
So,
compliment.
Yeah. But shoot, CTE.
You saw something on Twitter.
Okay, I saw something on Twitter, and it was a seminar of Matt Rule teaching how to coach.
Oh, yeah. That's a
That
good one.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's how it should be. Like, take as teachers. So, like, your kid is going to be with a teacher more than you are with your parent, you know?
Yeah.
If that sentence makes sense.
It does.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But so it's like, that's the same thing for college coaches now. That's their father figure. That's who they're going to be around all the time. So if they're going to be a negative person all the time, what do you think that player is going to think towards a coach?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if they're able to hang out with their coach, have a good positive mindset going towards a coaching meeting, they're like, I had some coaches who are like, oh, shit, I have to go to fucking meetings now.
Right.
I'm going to get yelled at all the fucking time. Where, like, if there's going to be, I'm going to be hard on you, but I'm also going to be around you as much as I can, hang out with you. I'm going to check on how your grades are doing. I'm going to see how you're doing on practice. Let's have a one-on-one and say, hey, if you're struggling, let's figure it out, because that's going to make good players and that's going to carry on. And that's why I'm super excited for here, because if Matt Rule can do that at Temple, Baylor, he didn't do it at Carolina. That's the
That's
NFL.
different league.
though.
Different league.
But if he can do it here, I mean, why not? Why not us?
Right.
You know what? Like,
I love that phrase too. I say, "Why not us?" all the fucking time.
Let's fucking
I
go.
love that.
Good shit.
another thing that
Sorry,
just-
Mom, I'm cussing a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a podcast. You've never been on one, so
you don't know the
Welcome.
You don't know the fucking protocol yet.
Oh, and
Um.
I'm sorry, Roy. Roy Halou Jr. is my pastor. So
Okay.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I
Is he still
actually,
running against Missouri? There he goes.
I actually found out that he was a pastor now because
he's awesome.
I was I was gonna do a wedding video for a couple that goes to him,
Yeah,
and
and so
he
you
actually married them in their living room.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so it was like this big thing or whatever. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I found out. And I texted the boys, and I'm like, Roy Halou Jr. is a pastor now.
Yeah,
Like,
it's awesome.
yeah,
dude.
crazy.
His church is awesome.
Yeah,
We
that's what I
get it.
heard.
we
Yeah.
need Roy to come on the No Block No Rock podcast
And
I'm
preach on
saying.
the pod.
Yeah, you
Dude,
could
he would
preach.
love to do it. It'd be a great
Yeah.
opportunity.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? You next time you go to church, you tell Mr. Roy he's got a seat right here.
Mr. Roy.
City Light Bennington, West Side, or not West Side, Westview High School in Bennington. So if people want to go, I'm plugging it.
All
There
right.
you go.
Okay.
Plug the shit out of it.
There you go.
So really quick, you talk about how these coaches are going to be seeing, like, when you're coming up to college, they're going to be seeing these kids more than their parents are, most likely. Did you have a really positive experience with your coaches?
No.
Like, no.
No.
And you don't have to go into super detail, but like,
Yeah.
what was like one of the things that you wish could have been done better for you?
I wish it would have been less negative, to be
Yeah.
honest. I did fine when it came to like aggressive coaching, but it was that all the time, over and over and over again. And it was on Riley's staff, if you can figure out who it is. But I was his favorite. And so he like belittled me every single day. And I'm like, dude.
It's a weird way to show you're a favorite.
Yeah.
Well, because I think he's trying to show other players that, like, Christian's my favorite, but I have to show that he's not, so I have to give him more shit.
I'm
Well,
like, come
and
on.
Do you
Yeah.
think it also could have been that he saw potential and that he wanted to just really force you to like get to a point?
I will say
Or-
yes, but then it got to past that point where it was just negative, and to the point where like I think he was trying to force me to transfer. But now if I had the mentality I do have as an adult, and I could get that to an 18-year-old kid, it would have been completely different. So like maybe at that point I wasn't fully developed as a person yet, and so like maybe I took things a little too hard. So I do appreciate a lot of the coaching and techniques that he did, because it's like as an adult, I don't really give a shit if you don't like me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm still going to like be a hard worker. I'm
Do my job.
I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna love my wife. Like I'm gonna do the best thing as I can to provide for my family. And so it was a very interesting time. It wasn't necessarily like a super positive time, but
Yeah.
That's fair.
but I mean, I still wouldn't change anything that happened, because it developed me as a person, and I honestly I feel like it made me be able to talk to people more.
That's good.
You know,
So you had two, maybe three, no, two offensive line coaches,
Yeah.
right, at Nebraska.
yeah.
Did it change a lot from the first regime to the second regime? As far as
100%. Yeah.
yeah, like the just style of play and everything like that, with the fast, the spread stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, what was different? And do you think one way was better or worse?
So that's a good question, because like when it comes to the O-line community, there's a lot of things that carry over. So there's like a lot of calls that are saying like Ricky, Lucy, Ray, Lou, which is all different like calls for like blitzes or where the linebackers are lined up. When Coach Greg Austin got to Nebraska, he was a very positive dude. He loved you hard, but he also coached you hard. and he expected a lot out of you.
Yeah.
And so he was a really good coach. I appreciate him a lot, and I'm still in contact with him till this day. Like, he'll check on me, and I'll check in on him. I think he's down
Yeah, where's he coaching now?
Florida International.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think
Not FAU, but
FIU?
FIU.
Yeah.
Which I think are they FCS or
No,
Division
they're-
One?
They're Division 1. They're a group of 5.
Yeah.
What are they? They're American. No, are they American?
I think
AAC?
He is at
AAC.
FIU for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Is that FIU AAC?
Yeah, I think so.
He still lives in Lincoln. Like his
Does
family still lives in lives in Lincoln.
Fuck, he's a Husker.
Yeah.
He literally went to the
Oh,
University
you know
of
what?
Nebraska.
So he was at FIU for a year, but now he's with the Jags.
Oh, wow.
Good for
Jacksonville.
him.
Quality control coach.
Really.
Nice.
So
That's awesome. Because he was
he's in the
with
big leagues
he was with Philly before he came to Nebraska.
for
So
2 years.
yeah, I mean, it's successful. So
Mike, we were both wrong. They are FIU was not AAC. They are Conference USA.
Conference USA. God fucking damn it.
no,
Jeez, it's all right. Hey, we can
Don't be so hard on yourself. That's our job.
Damn it.
no, he was a good coach though.
Yeah.
He did. He was a very hands-on coach.
Okay.
So like for Lineman, we're laying at the pass block a lot, and he was like do an example, then like punch you in the ribs as hard as you can. You don't know it's coming, and it just like breaks your rib cage. But he was a really good coach, very technical, knew what he was talking about.
So one thing that I remember shifting from when Greg Austin was relieved of his duties, they had talked about this shielding technique versus
instead of doing this, it's
instead
more,
of like being the aggressor, we'll say. Do you recall the whole shielding thing, or is that like,
I've never heard of that.
yeah, like
Was that with Coach Austin or
with
after?
Coach Austin? Apparently, it was you took on the blow of the defensive line
so
versus
you wouldn't get beat. It's more of a safe
like
technique instead of blowing.
instead of being the aggressor, you were the one taking the punishment, or
when I was
is
there,
that bullshit?
When we were always the aggressor. Like,
Okay.
dude, like, so I feel like the O-line when I was there had a negative rep.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
No shot at Adrian at all. Great quarterback. I think he was. He held on the ball a little bit longer than he should have.
Yeah,
And so, like, dude, watch Wisconsin. Dude, we lost so many close games.
yeah.
Watch Wisconsin, watch Iowa. So we always say go for the ribs. So if we're pass setting, Wisconsin's a 3-man front.
Yep.
If we're pass setting, the tackles are both taking on the DN and the center is right on the nose guard. So the two guards are looking at the linebacker, waiting for something to happen. And if there's nothing there, eyes are going to go straight to the center if he's getting beat, or going to go look out to the outside to see the tackles are coming. If the ribs are there, you freaking annihilate that.
Yeah.
And so we did that I was like a swing tackle. So like whenever I would go in, I'd be like the 6th guy pretty much.
Yeah.
So like whenever they would go in, they freaking annihilate them, dude. And so I never heard of that shield before. We were always the aggressor.
It was, before we started recording, we were talking about like, oh yeah, this old strength conditioning coach was bad and this new one is way
Yeah.
better. And it's the same thing with, this offensive line coach was bad. Now this new one is better.
Yeah.
And this is what they're doing different compared to the last one. And so that's something that that was the narrative that we heard as fans for months after Greg Austin got let go. And
Media shit. you know?
yeah.
Dude, I thought he was a fantastic coach.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with it. Like, I thought he was a good coach, taught great technique, told us to be aggressive as all can be. And we tried to go out there and do what he told us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with the podcast and talking to former athletes and stuff from the football team, it always seems like you can always take more from the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to dissect everything and it was the offensive line's fault, or it was, it's the running back. And you just kind of pick things apart as to where the flaws may be.
Yeah.
But it ultimately, after having conversations with players all the time, it's just always it's just a bigger picture. It's not
it's a holistic, you're right. It's more of just like a general thing instead of just this. It's like,
It's a mosaic.
this and
Yeah.
It's a mosaic. It's a lot of small
I like
pictures that
that.
make up a big one.
right.
It's kicking an onside kick when you're up there.
that is a great time to go into our fucking break. Holy shit.
I'm going to cry during break
Wow,
now.
let's take a break and we will be back.
Oh shoot.
Terrible timing for a break.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
Thanks, Troy. Does
That's
that sound
Troy
familiar?
Walters.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Oh jeez, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do we need to play that again? Just real quick.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
I haven't heard his voice for a minute.
Yeah, because
He's with the Bungles.
He's like one of the few humans that got fired and just got better. Like his life just got better after he left Nebraska.
He got a podcast named
So he
after
was
his
the
quote.
associate wide receivers coach at the Bengals. Now he's like the full-time wide receivers coach of the Bengals.
Yep.
You know, they went to a Super Bowl,
Good for him.
couple AFC championships.
Chiefs beat him though, so it's fine.
I will say. So
Pat who? Man?
That was so dumb.
So stupid. Jamar Chase. Hey, nobody said he was like the brightest crayon in the box, right?
hey,
Well,
to
that
be
Troy
fair-
Walters needs to get after it.
To be fair, I got into this discussion the other day. I'm a Colts fan, so I have no room to talk shit. I want to be very
Dude,
clear about
but
that.
Before I talk
Colts
shit.
have our number though.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very aware. But you know who else does? Bengals.
Yeah, I know they do.
Since
but
Burrow's been there,
Burrowhead.
Burrow's 3-1 against Patrick
Burrowhead,
Mahomes.
hey, we won the AFC last year, man. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Super Bowl. Dude,
you
that
won,
was an
you won more
awesome
than the
Super
AFC.
Bowl.
No, it wasn't.
You don't think that was an awesome?
So
Super Bowl?
I'm not a Chiefs fan. I don't have a team anymore. So I was a Peyton Manning fan growing up.
Okay.
Coward.
Not a coward.
You left the Colts.
No, I was a
Look,
Peyton Manning
coward.
fan
Look
growing
how
up.
offended he is.
How could I be a coward if I named my child
He's
Peyton?
he won a Super Bowl.
My
That's all I'm
first
saying.
child's name was Peyton. Am I a
But-
coward?
No.
Thank you.
Mike, did
I'm
you
sorry, I'm
know?
with him on this one.
Yes.
Mike, did you know I got to shake Peyton's hand this week?
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's
did.
get back
Where?
into that really quick. That was
Yeah.
something I had on my list of shit I wanted to yell at you about.
Yeah.
Yeah. This motherfucker gets to have the moment of my life.
Okay, I want to be very clear that Mike and I have a very similar experience. I would imagine around the same time. Growing up, watching Peyton Manning play for the Indianapolis Colts, I remember watching a game, I think it was like 07, 08 maybe. I watched one game of Peyton Manning and I was like, that guy's fucking cool.
Oh, 07, 08?
I don't know, man.
That's so late.
Wait, you can't watch Peyton Manning and go, that guy's
You
cool.
want to hear the funniest Nebraska reason why I like Peyton Manning?
Well,
So I grew up, my dad had the VHS tapes of Nebraska national championships,
Yeah.
right? And I watched them kick the living shit out of Tennessee.
In the championship.
And I, at the time, had NFL Fever. It was the original Xbox game. It was way better than Madden. If
Wasn't
NFL Fever,
Street. though.
NFL Street is.
NFL Street was
My
pretty fucking
dog.
sweet.
I still play it.
Yeah,
NFL
NFL Street was
points.
pretty fucking good. And he's a gamer. I already said it earlier. But so like NFL Fever was fucking awesome, and it had Peyton Manning on the cover. And I was like, okay, I remember that Peyton Manning guy because he was getting his ass kicked by Nebraska on the VHSs that my dad had. I feel sorry for him. And that's how I became a Peyton Manning fan because I felt
Because he got
sorry
his
for him.
ass beat.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And then I literally, he was my favorite player since I was like 5 years old. I played football. Like I wanted to be number 18, but you know, I was like a skinny fucking unathletic white guy. So all I got to do is play wide receiver.
But you're still 18 though, right?
What?
He's 19 now.
But were
Mentally.
you still like number 18?
No, no. KWAA didn't give us number 18s for the wide receivers. So
Yeah.
so I wore number 87. So I just pretended I was Reggie Wayne, but just really, really white.
Was it
really bad.
Reggie Y.
Mike? Was it 06 Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay, so it was the 06 season.
That's
Week
oh,
three,
that's
week
when you
four.
jumped on the bandwagon,
Week 3, week 4.
dude. I was a
I know,
Peyton
yeah.
Manning fan in like 2003.
Yeah,
2002.
Shut up. But either way, so Peyton Manning
07.
not just made me a sports fan, made me or a football fan, made me a sports fan.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was at the College World Series and happened to bump into him. By happened to bump into
that's
him,
dope.
I mean my friend that I was with, he was in from out of town, spotted him and we stalked him.
Saw his forehead from a fucking
Yeah, and I got to go down. I made it very quick. It was like a 15-second interaction.
That's
I walked down and I just got his attention. I said, Peyton. And he looked over. I stuck my hand out. I shook his hand. I said, you're the reason I'm a sports fan. All I want to do is just say thank you. And he
that's kind of cool.
Almost
Yeah.
word for word what I would have fucking said.
and
What'd he
he,
say?
he shook my hand and he looked at me like dead in the eyes. And I about cried. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
And he said, no, thank you.
Dude, that's so
dope. And then,
That was him.
and
You're
then
like, go home.
yeah, and then I just said, I said, enjoy the game. And then I left him alone.
If that was Mike, he wouldn't. You'd start like you wouldn't even get away.
I'm gonna be honest.
cry
I
and
did cry
come
a
at the
little bit
same
when I
time.
came up the stairs. I did cry a little.
He's going to see this like podcast Just
No,
by
he
chance
won't
of it,
see the
and be
podcast.
like, I'm gonna DM Mike and say you're a bitch.
He doesn't even have a fucking Twitter. You know me swinging and missing on the whole DM shit? He doesn't have one to DM, so we can't even ask him about his fucking experience against Nebraska.
He's gonna say, "You
Damn.
felt sorry for me? Fuck you, dude."
You know what was
Seriously,
worse
though.
was that was the LSU Tennessee game, and so I was wearing I was there for a company event, so I'm wearing a Nebraska Brewing Company shirt, whatever.
Oh, way.
But on the way in, like
Paid plug.
I had made friends with some LSU fans, and they were very nice people. LSU fans, honestly, are some of the nicest people in the world.
Sure.
But I, at the time, was wearing purple and gold beads as I shook Peyton's hand. And I was like, oh, I'm surprised he didn't just like try and punch me in the face. I will tell you, his hands are so fucking large. I think he could have like palmed my torso.
Well, I don't think your hands are very big.
Well, I'm talking about my torso.
I'm just saying.
Torso's not very big.
Now that you finally shook the hand of a real man, I mean, you know.
Yeah. Wasn't getting it around here. Moving on.
Well, do you want to keep talking about Peyton? Or you got
No, we
anything
can
else?
move on.
All right. Well, look,
We left on like a nice cliffhanger. He talked about the onside fucking kick against Northwestern, which brings me back to the era of former head coach Scott. So now it's time to talk a little bit about that era.
Christian likes that a lot.
Christian, let's talk about the era.
What, the guy that made like $7 million not the coach?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh.
He who shall not be named, but shall be paid
Yes.
Yeah.
to go away.
Okay, so when we took a break, you mentioned that you think things would have been differently if we played that Akron game. Can you please elaborate on that?
Well, so like from a personal experience, like I remember playing Miami at Nebraska and how hype it was and like how loud. I had never heard Memorial Stadium like that. When we walked out of the tunnel walk to play Akron, it was the loudest I've ever heard it in my life. I still get chills. Like I have chills right now.
I do too.
So it was like we were going to beat the shit out of these guys. Then, boop, little lightning strike. I'm like, all right, we have to go back in the locker room for like, I don't know, 30 minutes.
Yep. 30
Then,
minutes
like,
between
We were
strikes.
still like pretty hype at that point to go in and like play really well. Like I still believe if we would have played Akron and beat Akron, it'd be different. I think, yeah, he would be here today. Like I believe a lot of people's lives, careers would have changed if we would have played that game.
Now, Christian, I'm not gonna totally agree with that.
Okay.
Because I have to be the contrarian.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like you would appreciate my argument. I think it was an omen. I think it was a sign from above.
Definition of omen and spell it. Because I don't know what that word means.
A
CTE.
sign.
Yeah.
It's a sign and a negative.
A sign from above
Okay.
saying you shouldn't have done this.
Dude.
You done fucked up.
I mean, obviously you're right now.
Well, it's like and
Hindsight.
That's
Yeah.
the
Hindsight's 2023.
yes.
Hey.
But it's just like
Or 32.
That was a good one.
it would be one thing if there were issues in that like 1 year, I guess.
Yeah.
But then it stems for 4+, and it's like, well, was it just that one lightning strike, as you say, or was it a sign that maybe we just shouldn't have done that? And I'm not a person of that ilk that believes in that stuff, but I'm just saying
I think we would have beat Colorado. I really do. I think we would have beat Colorado after that game.
Did we play them here or
We played them in Lincoln the next fucking week.
Yep.
And then we were beating them, and then they turned Adrian's knee.
Yeah.
I remember.
Which was clearly intentional.
Yeah.
I
The
still
guy
stick
like
by that.
fully
Sure.
cranked on his leg, took him out.
How much did we lose by?
We lost at the end of the game. Close loss.
Yeah.
Wasn't,
They were down
wasn't
by-
that the
Mike,
fucking
what's the term for that? Is it linning?
Linning? We almost won. It's like where you win, but you still lose.
Dude, we lost so many games. I'm sorry.
No.
We lost so many games.
Is
trust
it
me,
your
we're okay.
fault?
Yeah.
I mean, I was part of the team, so
No.
I guess like a percentage is my fault.
No.
Like 10%.
Well,
I don't
okay,
know.
let's talk about
Lead
that.
by
Right? Because
example, right?
we like to say, and we've said this with players on, without players. It's like they just didn't know how to win. Right?
Contagious.
Like,
Winning is contagious.
The losing was all they knew. And so whenever they were playing well,
Yeah, we didn't know what to do.
it was like, well, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Did that ever creep into the minds of you
Oh,
guys?
yeah.
And
100%. Like, oh, the ball's going to drop. Who's going to fumble? Who's going to miss a block? Who's going to miss a tackle?
block kick.
Block kick.
Yeah.
It's like
It's easy for us to say because we're not in that locker room. We can have our own feelings.
Yeah.
And like, okay, this game's over. Like against Iowa, block kick, still up by a few scores. They're fucking cooked. Their goose is cooked.
Yeah.
Might as well leave. It's easy for us to say that
So
in the stands, but
I'll say this. So like when the O-line room, like we knew we had a responsibility, and our responsibility was to lead. And so if you take away O-line, you don't have anything.
Right.
And
Indeed.
so like we always took it upon ourselves to finish a game out. And when it didn't happen, we took it on us. But like I couldn't tell you if there's ever an instance where the O-line had doubt in our mind. Like if we were like in a close game, we wanted to fucking run the ball.
Yes.
Like we wanted that responsibility to be like, okay, it's on us. We're going to go down and we're going to win this game. But again, doubt creeps into some players' minds and we can't control that. And so I think when it comes to Matt Rule, that's going to be a whole culture shock, a whole culture change, because I don't think that's going to be a thing anymore. And I hope and I pray to God that's the case, because this is the first time I don't know anything about Husker football really, other than like having some friends on the team. Like I even asked it's like Nuri, he's a center. Bryce Benhart, Turner Corcoran, Ethan Piper, like all those dudes, like what's going on? They don't really tell me much because they want it to be such a personal thing to do well this year that they want to stay under the radar like a dark horse.
That's good though, because I think, and Damon Benning had kind of alluded to this before, is that the problem with the University of Nebraska it's never been a talent issue, but he said that we've had moles within the program that have caused some of those issues too. Like that affects culture. And you said this, we call that the C word on the podcast, culture. Yeah. Do you think the culture, I mean, because you went from a winning culture in high school. You said you had a very successful high school career. Coming to college where, I mean, we just didn't win a lot of games. Like, do you think culture played a big fact in that? Like the way that things were handled, like getting used to losing or not knowing how to win.
Like nobody wants to lose.
Nobody wants to lose.
Nobody wants to lose a game. But when you get used to it, dude, that's toxic. And so, like, again, high school was, dude, we had a good fucking team. Like every single year we made it to the playoffs in high school and we almost won the whole thing. In Kansas, that's a very hard thing to do. I mean, it's not Texas football, don't get me wrong.
Right. Sure.
But like 4A Kansas ball, I mean, that's run the ball every fucking time and I'm going to shove it down your throat kind of football. So it's like when you get here and it's a complete change of like losing a lot of games, I mean, that's going to creep in, like doubt's going to creep in there. But again, when it comes to the culture side of things, it's like being friends with your teammates, being around coaches who really care about you. Like even if you lose a game, but you know that these guys got your back no matter what, things are going to change. I don't care what people say. It's just if it's such a negative place to be, you're not going to win games.
Yeah. So something that has been kind of in the media lately is like the changes that Matt Rule is doing, as far as like, okay, you're going to eat together, you're going to live together, because they're moving everybody into the dorms.
Yeah, I saw that.
Everybody all together is going to be that way for the whole fall ball. So I mean, like, what was it like, I guess, under Scott, as far as like the culture, eating together? Was it, we're all going out and doing all these outings together? Because it kind of seemed to be an emphasis for Matt Rule, at least.
Yeah.
Getting the guys out and just doesn't matter the position group, anything like that. It's just get out there and just be with the team.
Honestly, it wasn't awful. Like, so like the O-line group, like we got super close together. Like dudes that, I mean, every once in a while you're going to have a guy who doesn't fit well with another person, but you're still going to respect that guy. So we would always eat at Big Red Restaurant on Thursdays. Then, like, dude, we would eat so much fucking food. We would just hang out. like, again, if you didn't like the person, you still respected them and you still like practice as hard as you could with that person and you wanted the best for that guy. But I'm still competing against a position because it's like, yeah, I'm trying to be left tackle or right tackle. I'm going to try to compete against you as much as I can, but I'm still going to respect your talent because you're a D1 athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. And we both got to compete to get that spot. But again, I think that culture when it was there, with Frost, it was a lot better from the time I got there when it was with Riley. Again, it was just some people meshed together and others who don't. I like to think that I'm a guy who can talk to anybody, who can like shoot the shit with anybody, have a good time.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm not going to discriminate when it comes to somebody that I want to hang out with. So
For sure.
but yeah. What was your question?
I mean, it was you answered it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you did a good job.
I think this kind of just like goes back to your question more, Mike, is like how much of the constant losing and stuff, right? And you look to the leader,
Yeah.
who was Scott F, right? And it's like you look to the head coach for guidance. Like how do we navigate through these troubled waters, if you will? And it's just like as a fan, since we're not in there with you, I guess the question is just like when you look at the leader, and it's just constant losing.
Yeah.
Did it
Their
feel like
words are empty, I guess. Like what's the disconnect between the head coach and like the team?
Did it feel like there was a captain of the ship?
Yeah.
So
that's fine. Yeah.
I
I know. I'm trying to like
No,
I'm
you're
trying
good.
to dig. I just don't know how to dig.
So like
But-
I do have a response. Like the communication wasn't there.
Okay.
So to be a leader, you got to communicate very well.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a head coach of a football team that's prestigious like Nebraska. Like, dude, we won championships. We won division championships or conference championships, if you want to say that. The communication just wasn't there, in my opinion. Like, what I'll say, like, when it comes to, like, position coaches and whatnot, like, Frost would say, I want these guys and nothing else. And, I mean, what are position coaches supposed to tell us, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not up to me. I'm like, okay, well,
Right.
communicate why it's not me. Like, talk to your players, be, you know, responsible for, you know, guys who aren't playing, who will feel like they should have an opportunity.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just think it's communication is going to be a huge part, and I think Coach Rule is doing really good at that. He's a really good speaker. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've heard him
Yes.
talk. So like now, I just want to see if he is a good coach.
Well, yeah,
That's
I mean, that
what
was,
we're all waiting for.
and
Yeah.
the thing with Coach Austin, and you had said that the depth chart issue that you guys went through,
Yeah.
and like, whoa, hold on. And then Coach Austin's like, sorry, dude, it's not me.
Yeah.
And that was one of the narratives coming out after everything went down. Everyone got fired, basically, was,
Yeah.
well, Greg Austin and Scott F were not on good terms, and they weren't. If you're not having good communication,
Yeah.
or if you're not on the same page as your O-line coach,
Yeah.
that's not going to bode well, especially in a conference like the Big Ten, especially.
I know. 'Cause,
Right?
Dude, you have to have an O-line that's dominant in the Big Ten to win.
You got to have some
You do.
synchronicity there.
I know. And so, I mean, I can go back and forth all the time, and I've already pondered it, and I've grown from it. But I do feel like if I, you know, had a chance, we could have done better. I don't know. There's a lot of coulda, woulda, shouldas in this
And
world.
that's the competitive side of you too,
Dude,
though. I mean, you are a fucking college athlete. You
Yeah.
know, like you're probably the most competitive guy at this table right now.
Dude.
So, come on. Like, yes,
Yeah.
of course, you would have said, you know, like, could we have done something differently if I was in the game? And you shift blame to yourself, maybe. And like, but at the end of the day, you know, it's like good leaders, you know, they lead by example.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was a good lead, like if he led by example well enough to be successful.
And Mike, like to that, you know, we're talking about, did you and the other players, like, Are you waiting for something to happen during a close game? Are you waiting for something bad to happen? As a fan during the offseason, after so many years of like big things going wrong, people being sent to the hospital because of, crazy shit. Yeah.
Dude, I remember that.
And then you've got the NCAA investigation, and you've just got like all these things just at the top levels that Trev has to like parade him out to the press and be like, everything is fine. Like, you're waiting for things at the top to go wrong. So why wouldn't you expect them to go
Trickle
wrong
down.
Yeah.
Shit rolls
to
down
what
hill.
you're leading?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like that's my stance on it at this point.
Yeah.
Is just kind of looking at it as a whole, is like we were constantly waiting for some bad news to come out about the top echelon.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, of course, why would we expect anything different when it comes to the team and the wins and the losses?
Yeah. It's funny you say that. I remember that whole stuff because I was part of it. That was fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, because when it comes to that, like we were legitimately lifting in a like oil unit. And so like they moved all this stuff into like an oil factory. And dude, we would just go at it. It was so much fun. I had a blast.
I bet it was gritty.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, dude, that was such a weird time.
COVID was dumb.
That was dumb.
It was dumb.
I'm a conspiracy theorist through and through too. So,
Yeah. Dumb.
yeah, it's so dumb, dude. It was so stupid.
COVID was created by the University of Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck Iowa. Hey, you guys remember that time we beat Iowa? It's still funny.
Remember when they got in trouble for gambling?
That's still funny too.
Still pretty funny.
Let's shift the story a little bit. Talk about kind of I guess a sad circumstance, but kind of a cool opportunity for you. You got the opportunity, Gabrielle Union. You reached out to her during College Game Day. You had just recently lost your father, and talk a little bit about that. Like, it was super cool seeing that, just as being a fan of her actually wearing your jersey and all that stuff. And if you don't mind talking a little bit about that whole experience.
No, yeah. So, I mean, my dad passed in 2019. He was hit in a car accident out past Gibbon, which is like West Nebraska for people who are living or listening. I think I saw just like a tweet because at the same time I tore my ACL a month before. So I tore ACL, then my dad passed, and I was like, oh, shit. Right. And so like Gabrielle Union was like, hey, what jersey should I wear? And I was like, why not mine?
Right.
Like, I'm going through a shit storm right now. It'd be kind of cool if you could wear it. And she did. And so, honestly, I don't remember much of that day because it was the same day my dad's funeral was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's like my brother and I remember doing the interview like on College Game Day. That was cool.
It was sweet
awesome
to watch.
Yeah. Because like I was there at College Game Day with my dad like a long time ago. So it's like a little surreal that I get to talk about him on College Game Day. And, well, what I do remember is like I had a microphone, but I had no earpiece. So they're like asking me questions. I couldn't understand them. So like I was trying to read their lips and it's like,
Oh no.
is this the question that you're asking me?
I have CTE.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Meet me halfway here.
Yes, I like Canes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was really cool that she did that. It was a very spur of the moment thing. And she was like, do you want me to sign it? I'm like, no, don't sign my jersey.
Please don't.
And she was like, I'll give you a signature too. I'm like, okay. I lost it a long time ago, to be honest.
Well, you know,
Trust me,
Gabrielle
she's not a
Union.
listener. So.
I know.
hey,
She's not
she
going to
meant
hear it.
well. She
I mean,
meant well.
honestly, though, I thought it was kind of cool. And that's I don't wanted to ask you about it. Like, you know, I just think it was very cool of her to do something like that.
Yeah.
Just off like a tweet like that. Was it a tweet or
It was
what?
just a tweet.
Yeah.
And like, I just wanted to use my dad as a platform right there and be like, hey, he was a awesome dad.
Yeah.
Like, he was so great. He was a great faith leader for our family. He loved Jesus and he just did everything great. And so like, I still miss him.
Oh yeah.
Till this
I
day.
can imagine.
There's not a day I don't think about him.
Yeah.
Like, I think about him constantly. And so like my middle name is Scott. My dad's name is Scott.
Yeah.
So, and like I have his hands, to be honest. So like everybody in my family, we all have different things for my dad.
Sure.
So like my sister has his eyebrows. My brother has his nose bridge right here. And like I have his hands. And so it's weird because it's like my dad had like black hair and dark brown eyes. and my mom was blonde and blue eyes, and here we are. And so like
The science experiment. There it is.
Yeah, good
6
mix.
foot, almost 7. D1 athlete.
and he was awesome. He was such a good father. I miss him to this day. I'm always going to miss him. I'm excited to meet him again someday, see him again someday. But he was good. He was just a good dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking more about your dad, I mean, and you said you went through that injury as well, and
Yeah.
like the whole medical hardship, all that's like you've
Dude.
been through some shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so just go back and tell us who
Mhm.
on the team was kind of the people that you leaned on, who was there for you, like teammates, coaches,
Yeah.
stuff
So
like that.
I'll go into it a little bit. So I was supposed to start. That was my true senior year. It was in 2019.
Mhm.
I had a fucking good spring ball. I had an awesome starting up to fall camp. It was like the 7th fall camp practice. And dude, and I was doing good. And so I remember the play. It was a mid zone play to the left, and I got dinged in the back by Damian Daniels.
Okay.
And I'm still good friends with him. And he had no idea that he hit me in the back because like my knee just hyperextended and it was a clean tear. And so Dr. Duga, he did my full ACL surgery, and he was like, we think you did something prior because it's a clean tear. So it's going to be an easy fix, but you probably heard it before because normally it's a partial tear when you heard it like that.
Right.
So it was a clean, slick tear. The same day, I mean, I finished practice too. Like I was fine.
God, Jesus.
Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish it. I'm good. Like I walked on it all day, all day long. I mean, I had a knee sleeve on. I was like, jammed it. I'm fine. I've done this before.
Right.
I go in, and Mark and Drew. Drew's still there. Mark's actually works with my roommate Andrew Bunch at Arthrex Medical. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, but they were there, and they're like, "Hey, dude, you completely tore it. You're done." And I'm like, I'm fucking fine. I'll play.
Like, what are you talking
Like
about?
I finished practice. Like I'm good. And he was like, "No, like you're done for the season." And I was like, "Shit." And so right before that, my Coach Austin was like, "You're starting right tackle this year."
Fuck.
Well, hey, I'll tell you that
Oh,
at least like the 4 of us, no block, no rock, like we feel that pain.
Yeah.
We're like, no. You hear of an offensive lineman go down, and you're like, no.
That's worse
Please,
than your
God,
fucking
no.
dude.
your 4-star running back. Oh my God. No. You lose a hog molly up front.
Yeah.
It tears your heart.
We are big O-line boys here.
Yeah.
And like I was so excited. This is like the first time I was excited for a season since high school ball. 'Cause like everything was falling into place. Because like Bo comes in, I'm a nobody recruit. Riley leaves. I'm like, okay, new chance. Because like I thought about transferring to K-State at that point. I was like, well, Frost is coming in. That is like transferring. So I was like, okay, that new chance. I'm gonna try to kill it. The year goes by, and at the end they give you reviews. And our assistant coach, Frank Verducci, I think it was his name.
Yep.
Was like, hey, Christian, like, you're just as good as our tackles. Like, we just rolled with these guys because that's just who was there. But you progressed so well throughout the season. We could have placed you in there whenever we wanted. It just never happened.
But we finished 4-8. So like
Yeah.
couldn't have tried.
Yeah.
Maybe
It is what
try.
it is.
You know,
It is what it is.
Gosh, sorry.
And so, but then what they were going to do, they were going to put Matt Farniak at right guard, and I think Bo at center,
Bo
Bo
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Cam, because Cam at that time was still a tight end. He was strong as an ox. That dude is awesome. But they were like, maybe rotate at center, or maybe put Bo at left guard, and Brendan Hymas at left tackle, and me at right tackle. And it just didn't work out. And so, because of that moment, like, dude, I feel like it shaped me as a person as I am today. And so it's like,
For the better, probably, right?
honestly, maybe. Because,
Yeah.
like, who knows?
I would hope.
Because, like, at that time, because do you remember J.D. Spielman?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
So his dad was the GM for the Vikings.
Yep.
And he came in and did, like, the whole thing, like, and, like, skill test and measured our wingspan and hand span and whatnot.
Sure.
And I was getting some looks. And because, like, at that time, you know, you're not supposed to get looks by anybody. But, I mean, some teams are going to, like, DM you or something. So, like,
Yeah.
I had the Cardinals DM me on Twitter at one point. And I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I was like, even if I don't get drafted, maybe, like, a preferred free agent.
Yeah.
Then like get on the practice squad, then
Grind it out.
Get that NFL severance pay.
Yeah,
That'd
man.
been dope.
Right?
But since that didn't happen, I mean, I know how to grind through life. So, everything happens for a reason. And so, I mean, I'm a motivational speaker every once in a while. So like I talk about my experience. I am a sales rep.
Yeah.
A wink.
I saw that wink.
And
Connor is
so-
going to buy a lot of shit from you now. A lot of water.
And so, I mean, but because of everything that happened, I feel like I can take things with a grain of salt. So it's like, and I like to talk about it. So it's a good experience. So
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a soft spot in the hearts of Nebraska fans for anybody that just grinds it out and doesn't necessarily get the spotlight.
Yeah.
I think about I think about Ron Kellogg III a lot when it comes to this topic, because the dude, he has his one highlight moment in 4 or 5 years that he was at Nebraska, and that was that Hail Mary.
Lasts forever.
It lasts forever, right?
Yeah.
But like the dude just grinded it out behind the scenes and went through a lot, I'm sure, through 4 or 5 years, and he finally like got paid out for it.
Yeah.
And so it's just you have a soft spot in Nebraska fans' hearts just for doing the work.
You didn't leave. You know, like you could have.
Yeah.
You could have left. You didn't leave.
I honestly, I didn't want to leave. I never wanted to leave. I wanted to be in Nebraska. I was a Nebraska fan at heart. I always played NCAA football, Nebraska Dynasty.
Yes, sir.
So it's like
14. Fuck you, Sam Keller.
I still play it, dude.
Yeah,
I still
do too.
play 14.
I kick your ass.
No, you wouldn't. But like, so my parents actually followed me to college.
So they moved here.
So they moved here from Kansas because that's how like diehard fans they were. They're like, we want to be part of this. And so my dad was a pharmaceutical sales rep for Novartis. So he sold heart valves and heart thinners. Then my mom was a PE teacher and she found a job in Lincoln. So she moved here first. Then my dad followed.
Wow.
And so I never talked to them about transferring, but it was always a thought in the back of my mind. I was like, maybe somewhere's better. You know, I even thought about even going to D2 and just like kicking butt there and getting drafted.
Oh, sure.
To like go like Northwest Missouri State.
Yep.
They always got guys going to the NFL there.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to stay in Nebraska because that's just where my heart is, you know. And I'm still here.
Hey, we're glad you are here. You know what?
Yeah.
Right.
So we talk about the grind set mindset, right? You're a competitive guy, obviously.
Yeah.
2-part question for you.
Okay.
You
got to remind me of the second part.
Yeah, no worries.
So one at a time.
First part.
Yeah.
When you were in that weight room, when you were on that practice field, and you don't have to name names, but was there ever anyone that was in your unit that you just knew is like, you're never going to fucking outwork me? Like, I'm going to outwork you day after day because you weren't going to lose to them.
Yeah, there's a few guys. I will say, because like there's some fucking dogs that I played with and that were in the O-line room. And the cool thing about that is when you see somebody working as hard as they were working, you wanted to work just as hard.
Maybe a
like
junkyard dog. Number
Dylan Utter. That's a junkyard dog
that's
right
a junkyard dog. Did he finally say goodbye to his hair?
Dutter?
Yes.
He did.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Oh, the Dutter got fucking roasted.
Dutter just catching strays.
66.
He's a good fucking dude. Dylan's a good
He had to let it go.
I remember,
Oh, we love you some Dutter.
I remember because I was a freshman. I think he was a senior. Maybe I was with him for 2 years. But he had like a little ponytail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like he had a little bald spot going down the middle, but you never knew it because he always had the ponytail on.
You know,
But
he
then
knew
we
it
were
was-
showering one day. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna have a little bald spot up there."
Shut up. Leave me alone.
He's a good dude, though.
Catching
he's great, dude.
strays.
We love me some Dutter.
He's a good egg.
Oh, that's so fucking funny.
But going back to your question, like
Yeah.
I always wanted to work as hard as I can, and so you brought up Rabdo earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So when Frost's staff first came in, we did metabolic workout. Have you ever heard? Has anybody ever talked about that?
No, we have not heard that any story like that.
No
Okay.
As far as the rhabdo goes.
So we had these workouts called metabolic workout. And so we probably maybe had 10 lifts, but everything needed to be completed in like 45 minutes or less. And so we were on a clock of 1:27, and it was like a beep. So it was like beep, beep, beep. Then you would go, and you had a partner. So we started with squats, and it was as hard, as heavy as you could lift. So like my first set of 3, of course you're lifting, you're warming up, but my first set of 3 of my heaviest ever was like 375 for 10. Then they would throw another plate on. So it was like 405.
Chunk change.
Boom again. It was like 455. And that's light compared to some of these guys. Like,
Right. Connor used to be a bodybuilder. So
Yeah.
he used to.
I lost a lot of weight.
I like Carlos and Khalil Davis.
Yeah.
Remember them? So like, I was good friends with them. We committed to Nebraska together.
All Kansas City guys.
Yeah, like Springfield.
Blue Springs?
Blue Springs, Missouri.
Yep.
And like I threw against them in track and everything too. Great dudes. I think they both got married. But I remember watching them like squat 9 plates on each side.
Ugh.
Wow.
Parallel 10 times, and the bar was bending on their backs.
Jesus Christ.
And that's what metabolic was. And so we would do these so much, like during like the work. Like then you would go to bench, then you would go to hamstring curls, and like I knew we were halfway through done when I would throw up.
Oh, God.
He
And so-
liked it when players threw up.
Yeah, he did.
That was a badge of honor.
And I remember my friend Dylan Owens, who was like a D lineman DN, he had rhabdo for like 3 days. And he was like, I'm peeing blood right now. I'm like, dude, we lifted Monday. It's Wednesday.
Holy
afternoon.
shit.
I'm like, go tell Mark.
Holy
trainer.
shit.
Holy shit.
I'm like, you're going to die.
You're good.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was the first like metabolic ever. And everybody had rhabdo. I passed out.
Holy
Like, during-
shit.
Well, you only heard about that one prominent case with the wide receiver,
Right.
Yeah.
Tyjon, right?
Yep.
But that was
Tyjon
like
Lindsey, yeah.
that was the only like real case you heard
I'm pretty sure we
about?
all had it. It just went away.
Well, like COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody had it.
Everybody freaking had it.
God damn.
Wow.
But
Peeing blood for 2 days. He was peeing blood, or just
I
like
think if I'm like right, I could text him.
holy shit.
How many days? Do you want to come on the No Black Back record? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Holy shit.
Not if he's gonna piss blood.
You had a second part there. Though.
I did, but I don't think this is going to be anywhere near as good as
CTE?
that. My next question, talking about that grind set mindset,
Yeah.
you being very, very competitive, was there has to be, and I don't need number one. I know it's tough to pick, but one of the blocks that stands out to you, where you just got to just pummel the shit out of somebody.
I have a few.
Oh, tell me all.
Did you
of
get flagged for any?
No, I mean, so they're actually in practice, and so it was one against Khalil Davis, and so this is a good
It
story.
had to be extra sweet.
This is great. So this is actually in front of, it was like a coaching clinic. So there was like a lot of people around from like high schools, Nebraska, Kansas, wherever they wanted to come. And there's a fucking massive fight. Everybody was fighting. And so, but this is before.
Who are
so-
you scrapping with?
Actually wasn't, because I was so tired.
I
was like,
He's looking for a safety. Like, come over here.
Come here, Lamar Jackson. Let me fuck you up.
Lamar was a big dude.
Yeah,
He was like
tall.
6'2".
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
huge corner.
But I was actually it was a down block. So it was the number. So everything was signaled in by numbers. So we had a signal. So ours was 65. So if I remember, it was 65. If I think that was right. But it was a power play, and it's called a down block, and we have really weird footwork, so they don't know what it looks like. They think I'm reaching him, but I'm really down blocking him. And I just caked the shit out of him. And like, it was one of those good ones where you drive him for like a good 10, 15 yards. Then you just grab his hips and you just fall on him. And I'm sorry, Khalil, but my nuts went all over his face.
Just smeared.
And
Did
it
you
was
say some
great.
shit?
No, because I was so tired.
Gasping for
Dude, I
air.
didn't really talk shit. I was just like, I'm just going to beat you, and I'm just going to do it again afterwards.
Does
Did
it
you
feel
ever have
better?
someone talk shit to you?
100%.
Oh,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is there a comment that sticks out that just like really pissed you off?
Not
Just
really.
stuck in the brain?
Who was the biggest shit talker that you played with?
Dude, it was my freshman year. Jack English.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fucking Jack, of
that
course.
one
we go.
This motherfucker gets a shout out. More shout outs than anybody on their podcast that will not come on this fucking podcast.
He's a good dude. I love him.
You're like the
He knows we exist, and he never respond. He's one of the people who never responded.
Dude,
so.
and he fought. Like, he would back it up, too.
People said that he was the craziest motherfucker.
Craziest dude ever. Well, he
Unhinged.
fought MMA. Did you know this?
No.
I
He
thought
fought-
I heard that like after when he got done playing, I think he's got into all that.
His first fight, he broke somebody's femur.
Oh,
Holy
God.
shit.
Yeah. And he's a farmer now. So, like, I ran into him at Black Beer and Table over here in Omaha at College World Series. And I was just talking with him. And he was like, yeah, dude, like, that guy lives or he works like at the bars in Lincoln, and like I walk by him and he's just walking with a crane or like a what's that called?
Cane.
With a cane, thank you. He's just walking with a cane. He's like, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you gotta feel a little bad.
Like,
you signed up to fight me.
it's like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I mean that's why you don't fight.
Did not know that.
Dude.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Like he was strong. Like he's a strong dude.
Yeah, well, you are like the fifth or sixth person to bring him up as far as like crazy stories go.
Like he's a pest. He doesn't fucking go away. He's a mosquito.
Yeah.
He's a pest on the podcast because he won't come on. Did it feel good to do that now that you know that Khalil and Carlos are in the NFL and you just fucking teabag the shit out of him?
Yeah. You'll always be able to say that.
Cool. That's pretty awesome.
Did you think about it like right as you stood up? Like, yeah, I just dragged my nuts right over his face.
Well, honestly, it was like I was pumped for recognition from my coach for it. And I got shit on afterwards.
What?
He was like, you need to do this every single play. I'm like, I'm trying to.
I wish I could.
Against D1 football players every single time.
Well,
I mean, you've done it, but it's like.
And guys that are like going to the NFL.
I
Like
know.
these guys are
It's
like
fucking
no
war,
shit.
man. You're
It was
gonna
a
win
hard
some, you're
thing.
gonna lose
Yeah.
some, right?
Yeah. And so, but it was really cool.
Christian, I don't know if this makes you feel good, but on TikTok,
Yeah.
I have two things.
Two things.
Matthew Herrick said that he goes to the same workout place as you. He's giving you a shout out.
Lifetime.
Awesome.
You asked him for a spot once.
Oh, really?
So that's one thing.
Okay. Oh, wait,
Second
is this
thing.
live?
No,
Well-
just the TikTok.
Just TikTok.
Oh, it's live on TikTok.
And then
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Just
cool.
not this part, no.
That's cool.
Number two, Christian, you of all people, I'm disappointed in you. We got our live removed due to hateful behavior and hate speech.
Hey, what did we say?
It's
So I'm
probably-
appealing that shit.
Yeah.
What? Fuck you.
It was probably me shouting out some church stuff and like Jesus.
Listen,
Yeah.
What did we say that was hateful?
I get one
Hey.
video that gets removed and I appeal it
Yeah.
and it gets
Brought back in.
brought back within the next 20 minutes. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You of all people. So congratulations
Hey,
as a
I'm-
badge.
That's weird. to
we are
me.
all inclusive at
the
NBNR,
amount
baby.
of weird things that come out of his fucking
dude.
mouth.
Yeah.
And this gets
Yeah. We're all inclusive at NBNR, just not Iowa fans.
fuck Iowa. Hey, remember that time we beat Iowa?
There's your hate fucking speech right there.
Yeah.
fun.
I know you didn't get to enjoy a win against Iowa, but wasn't it awesome watching us beat
It
Iowa?
was so good.
Cathartic.
It was just like probably like all the times that we couldn't close the fucking deal with them.
Yeah.
To see it fucking happen in Iowa shitty. Fucking beating. Oh.
Dude, I got a story about Iowa.
Okay.
So, Kinnick Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Dude,
Pink
there's-
locker rooms, right?
Dude, so stupid. Their sidelines are so close to each other, like to the field and to like us, that they'll take out their phone, get their photographer thing, whatever, take pictures of our plays, and like send them out on Twitter.
Like
What?
in the fan area?
Yeah, in the fan area, like they'll just take pictures.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
or
fucking
they'll throw
wild.
piss bags at us, like
Oh.
Yeah,
balloons.
they're the worst fans in
Yeah.
America.
So like I got a balloon bag full of piss hit my shoulder.
No, you
And
didn't.
And it didn't break. So I was like, that's
Yeah. Fuck the
Wow. I hope it broke when you threw it.
Dude, I hope it didn't hit a Husker fan because there's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
But my coach got pissed. I'm like, dude,
What did you expect me to
man.
do?
He threw a piss bag at
I
me.
know.
Fuck you.
Just leave it
Bro,
there?
I'll tell you what. Someone throws a piss bag at me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm jumping over that. I'm jumping over the fence, and we're getting at it.
Yeah.
Like I figure out who did it. We're fighting, and they're an Iowa fans.
And
So
I
they're
did-
probably not good fighters.
I will say too, Husker fans they're kind of assholes too sometimes.
They can be. That's the problem, though.
That's
so,
just
like,
me.
there's the small percentage of realistic fans, and then there's the fairy tale land fans, which are 90%. Sorry, listeners. There's 90% of them that just they live in a fairy tale land where we're going to win national championships and shit. So yeah, I can see that.
I think
So, like,
certain teams
Yeah.
bring out
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because
Iowa.
IOLA, they haven't won anything ever.
Yeah.
Like they have those natties from 1950
Yeah.
that they claim that
Before black people could go on teams.
yeah, and
play.
they beat YMCA West and East and somehow claimed a national title. So yeah, like, but then there's teams that actually dominated for 40 fucking years.
Aren't like the title or titles that Iowa claims, aren't those technically considered unclaimed titles? And if
They're
you-
not recognized by the.
But if you count those, Nebraska would have 11, not 5. Like we would have 11 to year 1, maybe 2.
But then if we claim
Iowa
those,
can shut up, and that's actually a real number. Like that, Nebraska has 6 unrecognized national championships.
Is LSU
in
is
addition
up,
to the 5.
I'm sorry, LSU is up 10-2.
They are?
Yeah, this is
Called
nasty
a
game.
payback game, apparently.
Hey, there's still a lot of game left.
Hey,
LSU has 14 more runs to go if they want
Yeah.
legit payback.
And I do want to point out that last night, Florida scored 14 runs in the last 4 innings. 6, 7, 8, 9, they put up 14. So I'm not putting anything past anybody.
We've determined that your content didn't violate. Our access has been restored. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, thanks, fuckers.
What did I say?
It wasn't
No,
you.
listen,
It wasn't
no.
you.
It would be something that
I
he
mean,
said.
fuck.
Or
Shit.
honestly, it could have been something in the comments.
Iowa.
They're like, oh, Iowa fan got mad. They're like, pink
Report
locker.
it, bro.
Yeah.
Report it.
Why listing something in Nebraska then?
Yeah.
Oh, Iowa fans love sitting in
Okay,
our fucking.
now, I love that you said that because the past few days, and I'm going off on a tangent here. This is not going to be anything we've talked about.
Oh boy.
The past few days, what I've been doing is I've been watching Ohio State post games, specifically the Michigan post game, and just watching their media and how they've talked about that game. And I swear to God, I know we live in a fishbowl here in Nebraska, and media access is
Unlimited.
Yeah,
compared to Ohio State, we are child's play.
really.
Compared to the things that they say. Like they openly like say embarrassing, sad, this player did this player didn't do that. Ryan Day should be questioned, like he's got a hot seat.
No,
these are media.
He is, though.
Listen, these are
That's
media.
how fucking crazy they are.
Now look, there are some media members that are saying his job's safe. Don't be going off. Don't be going crazy, guys. However, no, seriously, like if I have to hear again how Nebraska media is like harsh and they're all up in our ass, go watch some Ohio State post Michigan losses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That shit's insane.
Whole different. Like Ohio State's in a different stratosphere with their expectations right now. Just because they're a lot better.
They can reasonably expect a playoff appearance pretty much every year.
Yes, but I'm just saying, like they had the audacity to say Rose Bowl. Yeah. Do you remember when we joined the Big Ten? The Rose Bowl was everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, but now they poo-poo it like it's jack shit. The Rose Bowl is worthless now to Ohio.
I'd love to get to that point.
Wouldn't that be great?
There was just something. There was something, and I was thinking about the Iowa win that Nebraska had, and it's like yeah, and it's just so cathartic. And I'm watching Michigan finally beats Ohio State's ass after all these years, and I'm getting something out of this because I kind of felt the same thing. But Ohio State's media, wow, just saying.
I mean, it's very similar to just let's go back in time. Just imagine.
Back in
Normally, I didn't even do it.
That's half of one.
Wait, everybody quiet.
Normally, I prefer backdoor.
I
didn't even say it. That's
Anywho,
not fair.
just imagine.
Just imagine we go back in time
Yeah.
to 2014 when Nebraska won 9 games and they fired a guy named Bo Pelini.
Oh my god.
So, yes, we've been there. We've been there. Our fans are the Ohio State fans. We're the same fucking thing, except now, modern times, we get to watch it because we're like, you fire him, please do. I want to see what happens. The ripple effect is.
Well, and I'm
God knows
watching
it can't
this.
be as bad as Nebraska's was though.
Well, I'm watching this and I'm like, Ryan Day went 11-1, and geez, like people are
Urban players,
sure born on third base. I get it. There was a lot of that too. Even the media was saying Ryan Day born on third base ? And it's like you don't hear any Nebraska media like saying that stuff about
handpicked
our coaches and stuff.
Ryan Day is
no
Frank
one's been
Solich.
born on third base.
Ryan Day is Frank Solich.
Not that, but just other.
Is he not?
Do what now? I'm sorry.
Ryan Day is Frank Solich.
What are we talking about right now?
I don't know.
I don't like that comparison.
Why?
Ryan Day's a talented coach. I'm not saying Frank Solich
If
wasn't.
Frank Solich is going to the College Football Hall of Fame.
But Frank Solich never got the opportunity to be Ryan Day when he was at Nebraska. He never got the opportunity. Ryan Day was put into an incredible program and given a legitimate chance. Frank Solich didn't get that. So I don't like that comparison.
He was in a national championship 2 years after he took the job. I don't get that.
Won a conference championship.
And he won a conference championship.
No, I'm just.
And how many seasons did he last?
What?
How many seasons did he last?
5?
98 to
03. So
02.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Day is going to go 10 years at Ohio State.
Not if he loses to Michigan next year.
If he loses to Michigan next year,
he might be gonzo.
Frank Solich.
There's no way that administration is going to let go of Ryan Day.
Do you really think losing to one team is going to fire him?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like there's no way that's going to happen.
That's how much
Ryan
they
Day,
hate Michigan, though.
It's crazy.
You have to understand, like I'm basing this off of what I watched. This is what they are saying, not me.
Mm-hmm.
Fans calling for Day's head, and the media saying, "Calm down." But next year, 3 in a row, if they lose, just watch out. Just watch out.
Just saying.
I know it's crazy. As Nebraska fans,
It's too bad we didn't hang on to the previous guy just one more year if Ryan Day got fired. I would love Ryan Day in Lincoln. He's a hell of a coach.
We've got Matt Rule.
No, I pray to God.
This son of a bitch.
I pray to God we have our own Ryan Day right here.
That's right.
Fuck Ryan Day. We've got Matt Rule.
Good. I hope so.
Fuck Ryan Day.
I hope so.
I'm excited about it.
All right, I think we're at the point of the show where we talk about you. What are you doing now? Plug yourself. Where can people find you? Yeah. I heard you got married 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
How was that? Where'd you get married? What happened?
What's your social security number?
Yeah, all that.
It's 3. I'm just kidding. I got married 2 weeks ago. Haley Rose Gaylord. So that's cool.
Beautiful name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, honey.
She knew what she was getting herself into.
So we actually got married in my backyard.
Good.
Okay.
So we just wanted
it.
to get done. Then next year we're going to do a whole other celebration, like with friends, family,
Reception with everybody else. Yep.
We're actually going to do another ceremony too.
Nice.
She grew up Catholic, so we're going to give that to her. Like her dad wants to have that too, and of course I want to keep the family, and we're going to do that. We're going to have a reception out in Kearney, and it's going to be fun, dude.
Nice.
We're just going to drink some beer, have a good time.
That's what it
dance
should be.
hard.
It is a good
That's what
time.
it's all
Eat
about,
some
man.
good food. I'm really excited for that. I'm actually trying to start up a O-line, kind of like not a clinic, because clinics end very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do like an O-line thing on weekends where I can like help kids sharpen up their tools. Like whether it's going to be middle school, even high school. I'm still in the very beginning stages of it. I'm actually getting a few guys that I work out with at Lifetime, like Sung Choi. He was I think I butcher his name. It's either Sung Choi or Sing Choi. But
I remember him.
Yeah, so dude, he's strong as an ox. He will legitimately incline press 4 plates 10 times. My good Lord. He's a
Chunk change.
Yeah, he's a cop for Lincoln. But I'm trying to get something started with him on the weekends where we can just like sharpen skills, help kids out to realize that they don't need to have even feet, have a stagger when it comes to like a kick set, just like very simplistic things that they can sharpen on that they can bring into their season. We're going to call it Front 5. So,
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Fuck yeah. That's a great name.
So Front 5, I'm going to try to get started here in the next month or so. So if people are interested, hit me up on Twitter. my underscore.
I'm glad you
still
re-downloaded
have
it.
Yeah, he
You still have
re-downloaded it.
It's a big underscore Chris underscore 65. So deleted social media, but I have that still.
You need it for front five.
Exactly, for front five. And but I just want to help kids as much as possible. I want to get back to the game as much as I can. I have a lot of knowledge. I had 3 different coaches.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's
you've
like-
learned every philosophy around.
Exactly. So it's like I know the lingo. I know how I can help kids out when it comes to technique. And I'm just excited to get things going with them. Currently working at Halls Colgan. So if you need a water softener guy, I'm yours guy.
That's the dude.
Yeah, just give me a call.
I need agua.
531-284-0006. That's my business card number. So
Yeah,
not
I
my
was
personal
gonna say-
number.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't throw a personal number on here.
No.
Be bold. I mean, all of our 6 listeners might, they might call you.
come on.
I'm
You're gonna
just
get a
kidding.
lot of weird voicemails.
Yeah, I probably will, but
Yeah.
you know, I welcome it. It's my work phone, so I don't.
Yeah.
It's
Who
fine.
doesn't care? Who knows
Yeah.
how long it'll be there?
It's gonna be Mike drunk and sobbing.
Yeah.
But RO water softener, let me know. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, live here in Omaha, just kicking it. I'm
Nice.
lifting, stronger than I've ever been, but more strong than college too.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm pushing 405.
You ever
on bench.
considered jumping into the arena league like Tommy and
No.
playing a little
Nah, dude.
Omaha beef?
I hung that up. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
Knees don't like it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you're not alone in the, doing these training programs for former, not former players, but like current people trying to get into college athletics and things like that.
Yeah.
Just trying to teach kids what you've learned over the years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's plenty of resources out there just to like help you get going, or if you have, need pointers or whatever, but it's just awesome. We talked to a bunch of former athletes that are all doing that exact same thing, just giving back to the community.
Yep.
And it's so rad, man.
And the cool thing is, like, if somebody ever wants to pair up and like go at it together, I'm completely down for that.
Right.
Really just trying to make a little extra money on the weekends too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that never hurts,
That's
right?
part of it.
Everybody likes a little beer money, right?
100%.
Hell yeah.
Gas money, beer money would be great.
Yeah.
But I just want to give back as much as I can. I love the game. I have a football mind, so I'm competitive as all can be. So just
Pass
trying
that
to
on
Just want to pass it
to
on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
hopefully future Huskers.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Seems like in state is kind of locked down right now. So
No shit.
With the ruler,
yep.
Yeah.
You just need to get him with Matt Rule is what you need to do because he loves young coaches, like the development of that. And like
Yeah.
that,
some
you might need to
connections.
use your connections and get up in there. I'm just saying.
You know what the funny thing is? So my cousin's boyfriend, Matt Rule, actually bought his old house.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's like, it's an awesome place. I'm not going to say where it's at, but it's beautiful. You can hunt, fish. It's awesome.
Will you
So-
text me the address later?
Yeah.
No, I won't do that.
well,
He
Christian,
winked at me.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Wait, more than once?
4 times exactly.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, Christian.
I've been counting. I got my
Gosh,
little
dang.
counter down here.
Well, Christian, we want to thank you for coming on No Block No Rock to help us out with your football mind and sharing all your experiences and your knowledge, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. This is a blast. Never done a podcast before, so
And you'll do it again.
100%.
Yeah, we'll get you back on, man. No, don't you worry.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
There's a lot of time between now and August 28th.
Well, I guess, yeah. What,
66
do we leave,
days.
Do we leave town the
Minnesota?
29th?
Yeah, volleyball day. We leave.
Yeah. Should we talk about that one more time really quick?
Sure.
We can.
Kyle?
Live show, Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are doing a live show at Lions Pub, a Husker bar in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Indeed.
It's going to be fucking sweet. If you want to go to the first game, you have a place, you have a microphone, you can come on. Yeah, it's a Husker bar. It feels like you're in Lincoln, but you're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it's a blast. So, listeners, get your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagrams, all that shit ready. We're going to be live
Hell yeah.
from probably noon to 3 at Lions Pub in Minnesota. If you're going to the game, go to Lions Pub. It'll feel like you're in Lincoln.
That's awesome.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space.
You get to heckle us live.
Yeah, and you can also talk all the shit you want to us because we don't give a fuck. We're just gonna have fun.
Right.
So
And okay, Kyle, do you want to talk about our other live show coming up?
The award
Just the
show.
award
The
show.
award show.
Yep.
Yep. Award show, August 19th. Get your tickets.
They're
It's,
free.
It's an Eventbrite deal. You can find the link all over Twitter and on our website. But yeah.
Okay. Well, NBNR Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah, put that crown on me, boy. It's heavy.
TikTok.
I'm getting my videos banned for some reason for the saying fuck too much. Go to Evans Custom Apparel.
Yep. We got fresh merch. We just got it. We received it.
You're
I'm
seeing
jealous
some of it?
of Kyle's hat right now.
Kyle's hat is
So
dope.
I'm going to have to
That's
get
a nice
one
hat.
of those, like the puffy letter. It's fucking
Listen,
sweet.
It's fucking sick.
I have to fucking take credit because you guys are all fucking saying how awesome it is.
Hey.
I fucking designed it. All right, I'm taking the credit.
Good.
Damn it.
It looks good. I'm glad
does look good.
I'm glad
That's
it
nice.
actually looks good.
I was a little mixed at first, but like seeing it on Kyle, damn, that looks good.
It's just because it's on Kyle. Let's just be real.
That helps.
I need to get one of those.
Hey, you can.
And
Evans Custom Apparel. We have our own website.
Shit, I
No,
collect
it's not
hats,
free.
so
You collect hats. You would look great in a No Block No Rock hat.
that's what I'm saying.
We
Yes.
can even sign it for you if you want.
No, don't do that.
doesn't want
Gabrielle
Does not
Union.
need that.
Under the bill.
The value goes down immediately.
All right, guys, do I have anything else?
No, let's sign
All
off.
right.
No.
I want your host, Jared Hall.
Mike Delaware.
Kyle Byers.
Connor Cavlack.
Christian Gaylord.
As always, beat Minnesota in GBR.